doesn't even rhyme.
Yeah, it does.
Bring it back on the mic. Everybody up. Go.
Would you sign off?
Turn mic up on the mic.
Well, hello everyone. You can unmute yourself now if you want. Good. That's of course. My name is Daramoose, or Dara for short, because unfortunately, people say Daramouth, and they're not very nice when they say it. Although more joking, but sometimes they're not nice. So there's that. But anyway, welcome to another DaraChat. I get to have on the lovely. It's Chaya, right? I don't want to say it wrong.
Chaya.
Kaya. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Next thing you know, I get it wrong and I have to go back to learning what the ABCs are again. That's not fun at all, right?
It's all right.
Yeah, thank you. But it was funny because how I met you was through Gina and Shawn, which was interesting. Oh yes, Kaya, there you go. Look at that. Very already got people rooting for in the seats already. But how did you meet them, by the way, Gina and John?
Well, Mr. Shawn was on the Front Porch Conservative, Mr. Brian Trippett's show.
Oh,
And so Mr. Trippett promoted Mr. Shawn's show, so I went on over to say hello.
oh wow.
And that's where I met Gina.
Aw, yeah. Gina can be lovely when she wants to be. Sometimes that's for sure. Because sometimes she can be mean, but that.
All women are like that.
Well, not all, but there is a portion where it does feel like that. But I digress. What do I know? But no, that's pretty cool. And of course, you look lovely today as well. Very
Thank you.
very well, some would say old fashioned, but you're very retro. I think they would say, like you have the very nice dressing and your very curly hair as well.
Thank
Very lovely. But yeah, I'm glad you get to come on, and I thank you for your stand for that. Because I do this thing where I just talk to different people about whatever. But was that when I saw you? Was that like the first time you were on his show before?
Yes, it was.
Wow. Goodness sake. Well, I hope you had fun with it, though, because they do try to have fun over there.
It was fun.
That's good. Yeah, because I try to have fun over here, but I am not a great I'm not a great entertainer like Shawn is, because that will be that's one of those things where it's kind of hard to be on that regard. But I digress. I never said I was the best of the best. But anyway, um, so you're so like you were saying, you met Shawn through the Frontier or the Front Porch Conservative. How long
Yes.
you been following him? The
A
conservative.
long time. I think about a year now.
Oh
A
wow.
little over a year.
Yeah. And are you like a political podcast person sort of thing, or do you just follow whoever?
Well, I follow podcasts, but I don't have my own podcast.
Oh, okay. Well, no, you don't. I mean, I should have said, following the those type of podcasts or political podcasts or whatever.
Mhm.
Um, but you do stuff of your own. Like I know you were showing me earlier your embroidery and all that stuff, which you must do a lot of different forms of that, right?
Yes, well, my victory banner for President Trump, which
Mm-hmm.
you will see shortly,
Mm-hmm.
is my first embroidery project. So
Oh, really? Oh,
I have
really?
not done embroidery before. I actually learned this new skill to do this project.
Really? Well, that's pretty awesome.
Mhm.
And that's kind of interesting when you get to learn new skills and stuff where it can and take you stuff. Have you done anything more like sewing or crocheting yourself? Or is that just the
Oh
embroidery?
yes, I've done sewing and crochet, which is like
Mm.
knitting but with one needle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Usually, I'd have family members who would get like these hoop things, right? And they would crochet with the hoop things and make these like big hollow scarves or whatever. It was like an infinite loop at a certain point where you're just making these things that don't seem to go anywhere. But I mean, it's fun though. I have seen people have fun with it though. Um, but I also have some family who are very uh, oh, what's the word? Fiber. I guess the word like fiber active or something like that. I don't know what the technical term is.
Sounds like digestion.
It does. It does like sound Danival right there. Or someone taking a lot of Metamucil at that point. Um,
Better
but
take some ivermectin too to counteract that.
uh-oh, I don't know if that helps with being very regular with your bowels, but there's something of that nature. but um, but no, I've had other people on who do stuff like I've had on a lady who does very sewing. She has like a very like a sewing machine. She
Mhm.
does work with. I've seen her make some. I think she made a. I don't know if we call it tutu, but she's made some different kind of uh, sewing projects. I also have another lady who I've had on who actually creates her own dyed yarn. Oh, hey, there's Shawn. Look
Mr.
at him.
Shawn is here. Hello, Mr.
Yeah.
Shawn.
Oh, see, she called you Mr. Shawn. Aren't you impressive?
Yes, Mr. Shawn gets respect.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Whatever. Shawn has some issues of his own, though. Um,
Well,
but I also had another lady on who actually makes her own dyed yarn. Um,
oh,
yeah, and she actually has a little side business out of it. Funny enough, her name is Yarn Witch, which is which is sort of kind of goes with that. But she does a whole bunch of stuff. Narrative Best Mod Town. Yes, Narrative Urgent. He's kind of on a break right. He's out at the moment, but glad to have him. Oh, look, there's Gina too. Look at that. They came to say hello.
oh,
Oh,
Gina's here. Hello, Gina.
yeah. Gina, of course, Gina pops up every now and then, but she's one of the good ones. Um,
Oh, the one that's called Shirty 7081. That's Gina?
yes, yes.
Okay.
She goes by two different. She uses two different account names. The Shirty one is her actual one,
Ooh.
but she has like Mom's Mysteries or something like that. That's another.
She
Uh,
uses the Shirty 7081 handle when she doesn't want men to hit on her.
oh, what?
Well, with
Men
that, we don't know what she is.
a men hit on her. Well, it kind of doesn't help when she has it kind of doesn't help when Gina has a feet place that people can go to.
Uh, oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, yeah, she does that. But her husband knows, so it is what it is. Yeah, here we go. Well, yeah, see, like she has Mom's Mysteries and Mayhem is her other channel name. So there is that. But why did I do that? But yes, she's one of a kind. But yeah, it's very interesting to get to talk to people who are kind of do stuff with like needle and thread and all sorts of thing. So I mean, when did you start with learning that skill of embroidery?
Well, it's been about 5 years ago now.
Nice. And it's just been 5 years of continuous work on your thing.
Yes, working on my victory banner for President Trump. As many hours as I could a day.
Hmm. And of course, Gina. Well, thank you for that, Gina.
And of course, some days do
Mm,
pass without working on it, but
yeah,
it happens. But I,
yeah, it's life.
mhm.
Yeah, you try to do what you can. There you go. Look at that. All the praise for your pretty dress. All
Oh,
the
thank
praise.
you.
Now, may probably should get like one of those old parasols and a hat, and then your outfit would be complete.
I do have that.
Oh my
I have
goodness.
a Victorian lace parasol, and I have multiple pairs of little gloves I wear with different outfits,
Oh.
and I have the whole thing.
Mm.
The um,
No, no, yeah, no, that's pretty awesome because I mean,
it would be upstairs in my closet. The
yeah, well, I'm not gonna ask you to get it though. There's actually, it's funny enough, there was a when I used to be on Instagram, there was actually this guy who would create Victorian style clothing.
Mhm.
Very, I can't remember his name though, but it was so long ago that I saw him. But he was on like I think he got like in a commercial, not a commercial, but he was caught by some news group, and they kind of were just kind of showing what he did. But he was very detailed in what he was doing. It's very old Victorian style
Is
clothing.
that the fella who dresses Victorian, and he made the inside of his house all Victorian decor, and like he would
Mm,
go out like that in modern day.
yes. Well, I'm.
He, and then he married this nice lady who's also into Victorian stuff, and they've built a Victorian home and lifestyle in the
Mhm.
middle of like modern day culture
Yeah.
in the
It's
city.
been a while since I checked on him. All I know is that he's English, and it was just a big news.
What is
Oh, yeah.
what is Mr. Shawn saying?
Mr. Shawn is being Mr. Shawn.
Mr. Shawn, dear, my fiance is in the chat,
Oh, uh-oh. Better
and
behave
he'll
yourself.
set you right.
Oh,
So perhaps hold back with what you say with that.
see, Gina's backing you up right there. See, Gina's
Gina's
backing.
my girl. She understands.
In a Baltimore paper, in an article for Fashion at Preakness. Oh wow, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I was at the Preakness Steaks last
Mhm.
Saturday.
Now, what is Preakness, if you don't mind me asking?
Preakness is the second of the three big, prestigious Triple Crown Jewel horse races. At
Oh,
first is the Kentucky Derby,
right, of
then
course.
is the Preakness, and
Mhm.
lastly is the Belmont Stakes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
See, I only know of course, the first one, because I don't I don't pay attention to much of that stuff.
Mhm.
But it's very interesting. So you like going to the derbies then?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Now you don't get involved with any of that stuff like the betting and whatnot. You just go to the watch the race horses race.
But yes, I don't play the horses.
Well, have you ridden horses though?
In the past, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. I actually, once long ago used to ride horses, but it's mostly at a camp. I don't I'm not that rich to have a horse to own. That's not gonna work. Um, but no, that's pretty awesome. And for the article, were they just asking you like a bunch of questions for why you were there at the races, or what was your piece in it?
He showed my picture,
Mm-hmm.
but the lady who took my picture for the paper,
Mm-hmm.
she didn't include my face. It's
Aw.
just me holding my bag with my gloves and my fur wrap.
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked if my face was in the paper. I
Aw.
had a full face of Charlotte Tilbury and Estee Lauder and the gorgeous fascinator hat.
I need a whole ladder to get on a horse. Well, Gina, that's a you problem.
What did you say?
she says she says she needs a whole ladder to get on a horse.
Oh, well, you would,
Uh,
especially. They're tall.
well,
By the
certain
way,
horses are.
Mr. Dara, the
Yes.
title of the show blocks half of the chat when you highlight it, so I actually can't read it, even if it's on the screen.
What are you talking about? Like my
So the title, there's like a crop on the bottom of the video
uh
with I get Rumble is still getting their act together with their display.
oh okay. I was wondering what you're going on because I'm looking at it and there's titles
So
below both
there's
of them.
the highlighted chat, and then half of the text box is
Uh
covered, cropped off by the bottom of our video.
mm. Oh, I okay. I get what you're saying. Well, unfortunately, I'm not much of a technical wizard, so I can't do anything about it. But
Right, that's
uh, yeah, but
I'm just saying I couldn't
regardless,
read it myself on my end.
no, yeah, it's fine. But I will try to bring it up. The fiance. Oh, there you go. Look at it. There you go. The Ruben Hayes has entered the chat. Oh,
That's
isn't that
right.
lovely? Yeah. He called himself a Southern Belle, as it were. But no, that's pretty awesome. Well, thank you for coming to the chat, good sir. Um, but yes, I always I try not to do accents too much, but I try to have fun with them once in a while. Do you do that as well with accents?
That's all right. You know, a lot of streamers make money off of doing strange accents for like half the show.
Uh, that is true, but then again, some already have accents and they just they just use their natural accent anyway. I've talked to a lot of people from different countries that have quite a wealth of accents. I've talked to somebody from a few people from Australia. Uh,
Oh, that one.
yeah, yeah, it's right
Is,
there. It's
is
like
Mr. Danny in the chat?
Danny.
Apparently, uh, well, he lives in Australia, and I don't think very highly of the Australian accent.
What?
Ooh,
What? Why is that?
because it's so nasal and cockney and.
Uh,
Ugh.
I have an
I do
accent.
like watching Sky News, though.
Oh, okay. All right. That's understandable, but still, I have
I'm
a
not used to it. I guess I'm just not with the American ears, like too nasal, too. Mm.
to everything. That's what it is. It's to everything. All right. I've spoken to people from the UK. Right. I've had some people from Germany on. They speak pretty
Okay.
good English too. So there's that. Luckily, I haven't really had someone on who I can't understand because that would be a very hard conversation to have. Just trying to talk to people you don't understand. It's been a
Yeah.
minute. She with you. There you go.
Gina
Um,
says she has an accent. I know you're from Boston.
Boston. Oh yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
gotta be
Boston.
from Boston and make everyone else have to put up with it.
I'm not from Boston. Were you talking about Gina, right?
Gina.
Oh, Gina. Yeah. Because
She
I.
lets that accent go when she feels like it.
If when she gets angry, maybe. Mostly at Shawn though. But yeah, it's funny how in America, where you can go to different parts of the U.S. and you hear all these different accents. You go from New York to like Texas, and then
Mhm.
Midwest, all this stuff. Because I haven't been to too many states. I haven't been to like maybe Michigan all the way down to Florida, but yeah, it costs money to travel out, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, so you've been to what? So the Kentucky Derby was not too long ago, right?
Yes, it would be 2 weeks prior to Preakness.
Mm, okay. So what are the ones that are left to go then?
Belmont Stakes.
Belmont Stakes, and where is that one at?
It's up in upstate New York.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know that. Belmont Stakes. Okay. Wow. Sounds like it'll be fun. Hopefully, it won't be too warm out.
I
Cause
don't plan on attending Belmont.
okay. Well,
They're
it's
working on it's now at Saratoga Racetrack,
mm,
which is it can't handle the crowd, the size for
mm,
the Belmont reception.
mm,
And I've spoken to some ladies at Preakness who regularly attend Belmont, and they said at the Saratoga Racetrack, it is not the world class attraction you would expect.
interesting.
So,
Well,
waiting for Belmont to be rebuilt. And we'll
okay.
see what that's like.
Mm, cause why are they renovating?
Well, the Belmont racetrack goes back. I mean, it's as old, if not older, than than Pimlico
Mm,
racetrack, where the Preakness takes place.
mm,
So it's very, very old, and they actually plan on tearing down and rebuilding the Pimlico racetrack,
mm,
which we're really hoping they won't, because in Baltimore, when you have Democrat management, it's a blue city,
mm,
things don't get done. And the likelihood of it being rebuilt and in a timely manner
mm,
is no one would believe it.
mm.
It's not likely. And with unions drag on work projects on purpose
Right.
to get paid more. They're not trying to build like ancient Rome. They
Right.
like they take forever. So if they
Mm,
tear down the racetrack, Maryland, the racing commission is actually frustrated with Maryland and with how Baltimore handles Preakness.
mm.
So it's possible the state of Maryland could lose the Preakness entirely and it
Ooh.
could go to another state.
Ooh. Wow.
So
That sounds like it won't be a
they,
fun time.
they better just repair what they have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially if it's been around for close to maybe 100 years or so. because usually that's like you said, things have to get renovated after a certain point. Um,
Hmm.
but but yeah, it is sad when you kind of it's kind of like you have those things you're saying about like unions and stuff, because I know there are. I've heard that story with like state things where they try to do more something like that to have a bigger budget and all that stuff. Can't remember what they call that though. But
More money isn't necessarily a better product.
well, more money doesn't really make a better roadway either, unfortunately. But
Not
it'd
if
be nice to,
half that money ends up lining the politicians' pockets.
and many others too, and many others too. But someone's getting a cut of that piece of the pie.
Oh,
Usually they
sure.
say usually they say follow the money, but I have a very bad nose for that. So, but but yeah, no, that would suck if it doesn't stay. Obviously, I know a lot of people, including yourself, enjoy those sort of derbies where you get to see
Mhm.
horse races, get to see the jockeys and all that sort of stuff. It's an event. It's an acquired event. I wouldn't say someone like myself would. Post-it notes. Well,
You
those
would love it, Mr. Dara. You would really enjoy the horse races.
maybe we'll see. But oh well, thank you, Gina. Well, they're not new. They're kind of like, I mean, that's my entire collection right there. So don't know if I'd say that.
Collection of what?
She's pointing to the post-it notes on the wall back there. Those
Are
are
those
all.
goals to help you get your life in order?
No, 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 no. Those are all people who've donated. I'm not monetized on YouTube. So that's whatever. But on Rumble, I'm monetized. So those are all post-it notes of people who have Rumble rant is what they call them on Rumble. So yeah, it's a lot of people. Some of them are the same person doing it over and over again. So I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but I just do it because a while back, when
Mhm.
I first started out, someone had made some form of saying that the color on my wall was a little too colorless. So I,
Drab.
what was that?
Drab.
Drab, drab, ugly, whatever it is, cold, something like that. So I was trying to think of a way of like one trying to wanting to pay, you know, if people donated something, kind of like give thanks basically, but
Mhm.
also to put up color. So there was another content creator I was following, and they're on multiple platforms. Oops, sorry. And the head guy of it would, whenever he got a gifted sub or some huge amount of super chat or whatever, he would take a post-it note, write down and put it on the wall behind him. His wall was a little more clean than mine, but I mean, the more they get on there, the bigger it gets. But
Right.
but the point of the matter is though is that I once I saw that, I was like, well, that makes sense.
I
What's wrong?
wonder if I'm allowed to type in the comment section.
You won't be able to do it out to Rumble through the Rumble Studio, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
You can, however, type in Rumble on your end if you want, but not through Studio. That's the
I,
sad part.
I guess Mr. Shawn is having a day.
And it just wants to be in Dara's room against the wall. Hey, you know what, good sir? I don't see you doing any donations to her now. No, but yeah. So the post-it notes idea, I kind of borrowed from someone else, and it was killing two birds with one stone. Where um, there's color on the wall, plus it's giving thanks back. Now, obviously, you can't see the names of people. Like I have a few here. Like here's one. Big Block Plymouth is the person. I kind of cut it down, and this one's name is Texas. Texas A.
It's called BBP.
BB. I had to shorten it down because it got too long. His name is like Big Block Plymouth, and I'm like, that's a long name to write. So I
I
just
think he made it. He must have really thought when he made his name Big Black Plymouth because he could have made his name something else
yeah,
in the first place.
that is true. That is true. But I wasn't gonna put it that way. I wasn't gonna put it that way. But yeah, it's Texas attitude was the Texas A. Um, but regardless, again, it's all people who've generously donated in some form or another. Because really, all the money stuff is a bonus to me at the end. I just enjoy being able to do this with other people talking about whatever. Because you're a very lovely lady. You're very I would say a bit quiet, but you're just very, I would say, gentle spirit, more or less. um but also you're taking on learning a skill and it's working out well for you. You may not be like like Mount Mono, no. You may not be like the huge. Oh, thank you, Gina, for that. But you're doing really great. Did you want to show them what you're working on?
I would like to show our friends our banner.
Sure, go for it. I'll put you up on the whole screen here. There you go.
Uh-oh, the leg of the chair is on top. Okay,
Oh, there you go.
let's see if I can lay it on the floor because it's very heavy at this point.
Yeah, understandable.
Okay, we're gonna turn this laptop around.
Woohoo!
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Yep,
Hey.
I can hear ya.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe if you can see that.
Yeah, we can see that. Just there you go. Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Can you see
Looks
the
great.
whole thing?
A little bit. It's a little
Or can
slide.
you
There we
guys
go.
see?
There you go. Yeah, look at that. Man, that's pretty big. Now, are you planning to hang that up?
Well, I'd like to get it mounted in a frame.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that would take some time, but yeah, that would look good mounted.
And I'd like to gift it to the congressional chamber and have it in the hallway
Mm,
when the Democrats go to either to the House or to the Senate.
yeah.
Wherever it's put, they'll have to look at that and contend with that.
Mm. Yeah. Well, I'll say
Yeah,
this: it'll be easier to frame it than it will that part, though. So
yeah, it can be backed with um, high quality glue resin or something to a
yeah.
board, and then put in a frame or like a shadow box kind of frame.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty.
Can we see it?
Yeah, I can see it. Well, a little. There we go. Little. You're a little down. We can see the more of the floor than that. There you go. There we go. Congratulations, President Trump.
President Trump. And then underneath that it says, "Glory to America."
Glory to America. Wow.
Yes, sir.
Look at that. That is a, well, probably a lot of sweat and tears, but it is
Yes,
amazing.
certainly. Blood,
Yeah.
sweat, and tears. Wait,
Oof.
I'll be back.
Okay. All right.
Let me let me tell you what actually happens when working on this banner.
Yeah.
Because I embroider, I'm using a sail needle, which is for sewing
Okay.
boat sails,
Hmm.
and it's so long and so sharp
Yeah.
that if you're working quickly and it
Hmm.
scrapes you, it
Yeah.
does break the skin. So
Oh.
I have a box of band-aids, but it does cause can bleed. I
Mm.
actually got poked quite a bit in the beginning when I
Hmm.
didn't really know what I was doing so much.
Yeah.
I never use thimbles because thimbles get in the way.
Oh, really? Oh. Well, I've never sewn myself. We usually have someone in the family who has done that most of their life, but I can imagine how much you don't want to get poked, but end up getting poked anyway. which is not the fun stuff. But yeah, it looks a lot of love went into that. A lot of love.
And I would like to show our friends that
Hmm.
the eagle is holding the American Constitution
Yeah.
in its talons.
Hmm.
Right there. It says, whoops.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. There we go.
We the people. Yep, I can
With the
see it.
people.
Hmm.
And funny thing that happened when I was embroidering the intro
Yeah.
paragraph. So I thought, so I made a center line and what word falls there?
Right.
Tranquility. Then
Hmm.
I would make the rest of the text fit around that. But I ran out of room. So
Oh.
it reads, it doesn't read right,
Right.
but it reads, we, we the people
Hmm.
of the United States, tranquility, provide for, and our posterity,
Hmm.
do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
Wow.
So it's missing a lot of the text.
Yeah.
And then underneath that, it says Abbey Gate. And I
Uh-huh.
embroidered the names of the 13 Marines. And the names go all the way to the bottom.
Uh-huh.
I have one more name to embroider to find a way to fit it in.
Yeah.
I wish there wasn't even one.
Yeah.
Shame there are so many.
Yeah.
This banner is a memorial to the 13 Marines as well.
Oh, that's very touching. It's again, like you said, like I said before, it's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but also love as well put into it. Wow. Oh wow, yeah, look at
I
those
did
feathers.
texture. Now these stitches
Uh-huh.
are done in fishtail braid style. So we have a thread from there's two threads from underneath
Yeah.
that actually a crossover.
Uh-huh.
So it's done with two needles, two different
Okay.
needles.
Uh-huh.
And then this side crosses over that side, that crosses over that really close together,
Mm.
and it makes that feather-like pattern.
Wow.
Now, I did not learn that stitch, I made it up.
Oh really?
I did a similar thing
Uh-huh.
on the long feather portion.
Mm-hmm.
That's the eagle's head. I'm sorry.
No, you're
Not
right.
really showing up.
No, you're fine.
Well,
We
you'll
can
get to
see.
see it in person in a museum near you
There you
someday.
go.
And the eagle, wait, there's his head. There you are. Can you see it?
Yep, we can see it.
Wait, there you are.
Yeah.
So that the head is inspired by the Philadelphia NFL eagle,
Ooh.
which is a tribute to my hometown of Philadelphia.
Oh wow.
And the beak
Uh-huh.
is done in ancient Egyptian embroidery style of
Okay.
close together little rows. I don't know
Oh.
if you can see it. Can you
Yeah, I
see
can see
that?
it. Yeah, I can see that. It looks pretty neat.
Yeah. So I had a lot of inspiration from different styles.
Mm.
And the clouds are done with textured stitches.
Wow.
And I have the clouds down here. My skill gets better farther along in the
Yeah.
banner because it started
Right.
on the far end where the text begins congratulations.
Uh-huh.
And then, so that's like work from 5 years ago. This is
Mm.
work from just recently. So
Nice.
the quality improves.
Yeah.
And down here,
Mm.
we have, they're actually rope braid that is anchored down in little loops
Oh.
to make like I don't know if you can see that.
Like no, yeah, I could see that. Wow, that's pretty
Spiraling
awesome.
clouds.
Wow.
And I had different color variations. These very colorful threads, these
Yeah.
unique light pastel purples and pinks
Mm.
came from my grandmother in blessed memory.
Oh
She did a
wow.
lot of needlepoint. So
Wow.
some of these are actually high quality silk and high quality cotton threads
Oh,
that I inherited from her.
that's nice. It looks that with all that work, it looks amazing. All that
Yes.
work.
So I'm sure she's very proud of me.
Yes. Just as long as your arms don't get too tired and it drops, because then I get in real trouble. You don't want to get it all dirty and stuff. because I know you want to hang it up in the frame.
Oh, thank you, but we keep the floor down here very clean and nicely vacuumed.
There you go. Well, that's great. That's great. And like you said, it was sort of like showcasing your learning skill
Mhm.
throughout the time of, and that's pretty awesome. Not only do you have something that you're learning a skill on, but you're
Mhm.
also showcasing your what's the word for it? Experience gaining as you go through the process.
Yes.
So that's pretty awesome. And beyond that one, are you going to make any more type of items like that, or will you learn different arts of the sewing part?
Well, I'd like to actually make on like a little embroidered like about that big
Hmm.
card with there's this beautiful style of Russian embroidery that's like series of it's like needlepoint.
Yeah.
It's like textured knots.
Oh.
And I'd like to embroider President Trump's favorite graph
Oh
and
yeah.
the presidential executive eagle and all the military style like rope braids and around
Hmm.
the frame and send that to the president.
Nice. I don't know how much they allow presidents to get gift, but it certainly would be a great gift to get for how
Yes.
dedicated you are in making it. Oh, give me a second. Oh,
The
gonna
Secret
write.
Service can analyze it upside down and all around.
She ain't
It's
got nothing
the
hiding
police.
in it.
There's nothing to hide.
Yeah, there's nothing to hide in there. Unless you were to hide yourself in it, then that'd be something.
And the banner. Yeah, walking along like there isn't a person in there. Gonna move by itself. I'm kidding.
No one can see me. Let's go. All
Trying to
right.
sneak into the White House.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, you're gonna get in trouble
Trying to
doing that.
evade the long lines. I'm kidding.
Uh, yeah, to evade the long lines. Well, actually, now I believe they're doing tours of the White House to
Yeah.
go through it.
You have to
Um,
wait for months to schedule a tour.
oh,
It's
that.
really hard to get into. You know how like the Colosseum in Rome is like really hard to get into?
Oh, really? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
because it's so in demand from like everyone in the entire world.
Jeez,
Like like when you go to see like the Vatican, it's like you have to schedule almost a year in advance.
goodness. So, but have you wanted to do so to try and go to the White House?
Well, now that President Trump is president, I would
Mm-hmm.
if it was during the past 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want to step foot in the place.
Well, um,
Our
it's
friends know why.
okay. Well, I mean, it's
No fans of the previous administration.
right, understandable, but it's at least worth, because at least this will be his last time in the White House. So I mean, you'd want to at least try to do it before that's the end of it. I would think. But
Yeah,
you
I might schedule a tour sometime.
see, and I don't know how that works though, because I know it's like,
I might I might get special access. I might get special entry access because I'm the Trump banner girl.
there you go.
I
Just
can
being
use my influence.
there you go. Just bring your banner with you, and they'll be like, "Who's this person over here? What's going on?" But you know what? It's always worth a shot. It's always worth a shot to try. But if they do, you do get escorted out, then I don't know how to say about that.
Right.
But
By the way, Gina, do you like my mug?
oh, see, Gina, I don't know if she'll answer or not, but at least
She
she
likes my
sees
mug. I know you do.
now. Is that the only one you have though for
No,
drinking out?
we have
You have
others.
oh okay. See
Yeah, we
now,
have one that's red that says Trump Nation,
uh
and this one that says I support President Trump. We might collect some more.
okay.
If you haven't collected a I support President Trump mug, you should, because these are historical and these will be very valuable in the future.
As well, that is true. However, I also know that if you flood a market with too many of one thing, it does devalue the product. So could be
Yeah, but like in 50 to 100 years from now,
uh That is true too. Hopefully, you could get it signed by him, and then it'll be worth even more.
But don't put it in the dishwasher.
Don't. That's right. Wash it by hand. Smart move. Smart move. The only mugs I have though are there was we I went one time with my family to eat breakfast at Bob Evans, and they were having, they have they have like a little store over here you can buy shirts and stuff from, and
Mhm.
I rarely go to a Bob Evans other than that time, and there would be. Like there would be mugs and stuff, and so they had like I think at that time they were having like a sale. Like if it had a certain sticker on it, like a green or yellow or whatever, if it had a certain sticker on it, it'd be worth a certain amount or a certain discount off. I can't remember which. Um, but they had like these big. They weren't soup mugs. Now I don't know if people don't know they do not Bob Evans, but there are places where they do sell like these big mug type deals, but they're more like big enough for soup and stuff. Uh,
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
yeah, yeah, and but they don't sell those. But these were kind of big, but not that big. But they were the very porcelain type of all
Mhm.
that stuff, and the ones that they had like I think they had a black one. They had an American flag on it, so very patriotic.
Mhm.
They had a black one. I think they had like maybe a few different colors, but they also had a red one too. Now the funny thing is though, is had this sale, right? Different colored. They had also had the red one they only had one red one left, and it was on sale because it had the sticker on it. And so I was like, I better get this. Now there's a bit of a defect in it though, because like in the bottom of the cup, there's like a little point or whatever. It's not a sharp point, but it's just a point of like a defect that sometimes
Where the
would.
clay came off the wheel.
I don't know if it was. I don't know if the cup is made out of clay or whatever, but because these are more manufactured, but there's
Okay.
just some kind of manufacturing defect where it's not too bad, but it is noticeable if you like wash it with your hand, you'll feel it in there. So I got that. I got that kind of mug, but I haven't used
Is
it.
it like a big soup bowl mug?
Well, it's not. It's close to, but it's not exactly, because it's big enough that you could put like you could do tea in it. Obviously, I know there are a lot of people that like drinking tea. I'm not per se of drinking tea because it just tastes like hot water to me at a certain point. I'm more of a hot cocoa person, so more power to you, hot cocoa drinkers. But no, it's just big enough for having more of. But the soup ones
Mhm.
are a lot bigger.
Yeah, it's big enough to put your whole face in it. If you fall asleep at the table, yeah.
Lord, I hope not. I don't want to
Wait,
drown in soup.
Mr. Dad, would you like to see one big mug?
Go for it. Show us what you got.
This is a beer stein from the
Ooh,
old country. It's a
yeah,
family heirloom. My
really?
ancestors come from Prussia.
Oh, okay. Usually, I only know of like stuff like Germany has that type of thing as well. But that's pretty neat, and it's very decorative. It has like a bit of an
Got a
art piece
beer
on it.
scene.
Yeah.
There's the barmaid.
Hmm. And those are
Wait, that way all the
wow.
way.
Uh-huh.
There's a hound dog.
Yeah.
All the hunting dogs are there.
Mm-hmm. Looks very
And
wonderful.
there's all the dogs sitting on the floor.
Yeah. A little Wiener Schnitzels.
There's the rifles up there on the hook in the corner.
Right.
And it has
Wow.
up.
Yeah.
This is a historical artifact. It's
Wow.
well over probably it goes back to before the 1860s.
Wow. Yeah, that's deep. They certainly love their beer though.
There.
That's yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm not used to the
No,
mirrored
no,
video.
you're fine. No, I saw it. It's pretty
You see
deep.
that? There's a
Yeah.
bottom.
It is pretty deep, yeah. But no, it looks wonderful, especially with the artwork on it. Now,
Yeah.
is it just been sitting up there to look at, or have you used it?
It's display only in our
Display only.
family.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Um, yeah. Again, I didn't know there were other places that did it too, because usually, for what I know, uh, Germany does something of similar with those, but they do it more for uh, Oktoberfest, basically. But
Yeah,
I'm not a drinker at all, so
that's good. Good not to be.
yeah.
Everything's all right. Be very careful with the family heirlooms.
Yes, you don't want that to break, because once it breaks, it's very hard to fix, and it's just not the same once you have to fix it. So always gotta be careful with that. But no, that's pretty awesome, and it's nice that your family kind of has kept it with all this time,
Mhm.
and you get to kind of show off all the detail and stuff like that. But it still is a very big mug. That is huge.
They may have been used back in the old country.
Mhm. So your family comes from Prussia then?
Yes, Prussia
Mhm.
and Russia.
Prussian Russia. So you're of Russian descent, is what you're saying.
Mhm. Yeah, probably
Okay.
more Russian than Prussian.
Well, yeah. Well, Prussia after a certain point wasn't Prussia anymore. It
Right.
became it became I think it became Germany and some other places as well. After the First World War.
Mhm. When my ancestors came from Prussia
Uh-huh.
in the 1860s, Prussia had not yet expanded towards what's known as modern day Germany,
Mhm.
and the Prussian Empire was bordering the Holy Roman Empire,
Mhm.
which was Russia and Baltic States region.
Mhm.
And so it was very Eastern European. It was right bordering the,
Mhm.
the area that's known as Russia and those states. So the Prussian men in our family married Russian women.
Mhm.
And then my mother's side is mostly Russian.
Mhm.
So,
And that's pretty interesting, because I think my family's like a little bit of Irish in there, something like
mhm,
that.
yeah.
I what was that?
Oh, yes, it was very nice.
Well, now is your family a bit mixed as well? Like just
Mostly East. Of course, it's a mix of all different types of people. And
uh,
everyone's a mix of
something.
many different peoples, but
Mhm.
uh, mostly Eastern European. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's pretty neat, and it's a pretty cool thing you guys get to be able to trace that back, because yes.
Mhm. Oh, Mr. Dara, may I tell you something funny?
Oh, go for it.
So I was attending a wedding, and
Right.
there's a lady I was sitting next to at the
Mhm.
dinner reception,
Mhm.
and she told me I look Russian. Now,
Mhm.
of course, I don't have the Russian accent, so obviously I'm not Russian.
Mhm.
That accent's very hard to get rid of. Like,
Mhm.
if you have it, you will forever. Anyway, but she thought I look Russian.
Mhm.
And apparently, I do look really Russian because I've heard that before. And
Nice.
I've seen it in paintings
Mhm.
of ladies from that region in portraits. So I have the Eastern European look of my family ancestry.
Mhm. Oh, that's it's funny, because I believe I've had on some people who are of Russian descent, or were used to live in Russia. I can't remember, but there's one lady I had on who's a bit of a journalist, and she streams with some other people, but she's very lovely. And then another one who's very her name is Daniela, and she has her own show called Culturama. I believe she said she was, but I'd have to re-ask. It's been a while.
She's
Um,
from Russian family?
I believe so, but I don't want to give a definitive, because it's been a while since I've had her on. I
Mm.
don't, but I do know. I believe Anna has said has said she is, but unfortunately, neither are here to corroborate. So I might want to get myself out of that hole. Um, but
I'd
but
like
no.
to meet her if she's open to meeting new people, maybe
Oh yeah,
on her channel.
well, I don't think she has a channel. I think she streams with.
Oh,
She's on another gentleman's show, but
she's a co-host or a guest.
mostly, I believe, mostly a guest or a
Mm,
co-host. It just depends on the show she's on, basically. But yeah, I'll see about trying to get her back on, and maybe you'll get the opportunity to meet her while she's on because she's very lovely.
mm,
She's living in the UK right now, I believe. Yes,
okay.
she's living in the
Yeah.
UK right now. So, and that's a fun time for a big chunk of people. Um, but yeah, like I was saying earlier, it's always nice to get to meet many different people from around the world. Uh, especially in doing this thing. And actually, funny enough, I actually had a gentleman on who was from Norway. Had a gentleman on from Norway. Have had a few Canadian people on. So there's a joke to be made there, especially Shawn.
Has Mr. Shawn been one of the Canadians?
Yes, he has.
Yeah, Mr. Shawn gets around.
Well, yeah,
He's the only Canadian people really know of, other than the governor, and no one wants to know of.
yeah. Well, yeah. There's been a few Canadians have
Oh,
been.
the governor. Maybe he's known as the prime minister. We call your prime minister the governor.
Oh, see, getting called out in the chat there, Shawn. Oh goodness.
He wants
Um.
to be American so bad, darling.
Well, yeah, and it's funny enough is that there's actually a lady I know who is right now living in Canada, but she married an American, and so she's kind of I don't know what the process is right now. I know a certain point of it was like the COVID stuff. And so she was kind of waiting on that to change, but I'm not sure if that's still the same or now. But she is trying to get through that process of being with her husband in America,
Is
so
he
she can.
able to be with her in Canada? Are they like apart?
I think for the moment they are, but I'm sure they get together too. Um,
Oh
is she's a very tough cookie. Vex is not. Vex Vex is a pretty good cookie, but she could be a
no,
tough
they need
cookie
to
on
be
her own.
together.
Yeah, no,
That's so
it's a
sad.
yeah. Well, it's more partly because of Canadian ruling, but it's just because of the whole COVID thing.
Oh
That was
no,
yeah, because it
oh, the
yeah
COVID thing.
yeah
Totalitarian regime state of Canada.
mm, yeah. They certainly like to people treat their people like that. Unfortunately, but yeah, I've
It could
talked
be
to.
called the CCP, the China Communist Party.
Well, you could change it to Canada as well. I mean, they already probably
I'm
point.
sorry, I'm making jokes that Mr. Shawn surely gets. Now let's talk about something cheerful, because he's thinking again about how he wishes he could be American. Canadians, they want to see Canada like jumping off the Titanic.
I think you've made the best joke there is him wanting to be American, but
He
uh,
does. I know. Get a cowboy hat, Dan, and come here to America. He's American already. He's
get the
just
sneak him down. Just sneak him down from his.
and don't say "Hey." They'll discover you're Canadian.
Oh, that's
You say
right.
"Yo"
Don't.
and "Howdy."
Well, you can't be too conspicuous though, because then they'll be like, "This person is trying to be American."
This person's not from Texas.
This man right here, he ain't from Texas. What the heck's going on over here?
My friend Lisa Greenbaum is calling me.
Oh, okay.
I'll call her later.
Okay.
Play.
she'll
She doesn't
she'll
know. She doesn't know I'm on television right now.
Well, I wouldn't say this is television. Say this is more like streaming.
I
But I
know.
guess,
It's just
but I
it.
guess. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Pardon. Podcasts are the new television.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. There's a lot of them out there though. It's a lot of podcasts. But it is what it is. It's a very connective, more connective at least than regular TV, which doesn't feel very much like it anymore. I was a while back was going to to a niece's birthday, and instead of staying at the house with their family and whatnot, because it's two young kids and all that stuff, and so we kind of my family had decided to go to a KOA campground. People don't know, it's very all over the United States. Just you could pull an RV, you can rent a cabin, all sorts of stuff. Um, but one of the things we did is we rented one of their deluxe cabins, which are very luxurious,
Mhm.
luxury camping, as if it were. Um, so in these cabins, these sort of luxury cabins, they have the ability to watch cable. Now, obviously, I'd not watched cable for ages. I have this, ad blockers and whatnot, and I had turned on to watch, a show or whatever on cable, and there were a lot of commercials. There were more commercials than there were shows. That's how bad it was. It had been a
More
long
commercials
time.
and shows? Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I remember that happening. You get so many ads, and you're
Mm-hmm.
waiting and waiting for your show to resume.
Yep. Yep. That's why they used to before time they used to have a thing called
And
TBR. Oh, go ahead.
often it's the same ad
That's
at each
true.
at multiple ad breaks.
Mm,
Because I remember that happening. So this is like mid to early 2000s.
uh-huh,
And there are these ads for Checkers, the
mm-hmm.
fast food Checkers, and they had this brand new chocolate lava cake. It's chocolate lava in the cake, which was a big deal. I mean, this is a culinary, like, wow, how do they do it?
What?
And they had the chocolate lava in the cake ad between like every show. I mean, they were buying airtime. And then
Wow.
the next ad was IHOP, I knew blueberry pancakes. And then the next ad was for Red Lobster. I mean, they were all fast food, and they were all trying to make you hungry fast.
Mm, Red
Now,
Lobster I would be.
there are all these ads for Red Lobster to the point that my sister and I, because we were on holiday at the time, where we got dreams about chocolate lava cake and pancakes
Mm.
and seafood.
Oh.
I mean, it got into our dreams.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, did you have a dream about seafood too? Yeah,
Uh-huh.
chocolate lava in the cake.
Yeah. It's
Really?
funny. It's funny because Domino's also has the ability to buy like these
Oh,
chocolate lava cakes.
yeah. And Domino's had ads too. Like, there you get your pizza to you in less than half an hour.
Uh-huh. Yep.
In fact, there was such an expectation that it really be like the ad
Mm,
that um, what's their name? Domino's Pizza,
mm,
delivery pizza
uh-huh.
drivers were caught for speeding because they felt under pressure to get
Yeah.
to the customer in less than half an hour. And it was actually a lawsuit that their advertising put pressure on the drivers.
Yep. Yep. I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
And then NC says, I think Red Lobster went out of business. No, they're still in business in
They're
some
still
areas.
around.
Yeah, they're still out there. I do think, oh, what was it? There was a restaurant group. I think it was like back in like the later 2000s, sort of like, I think it was either Chili's or Fridays that went out of business. Because it's
Mhm.
just one of those deals during like,
There used to be so many fast food chains,
mm-hmm,
so many, like more than you like your mind would explode with all the different names and fast food chains that were out there.
mm-hmm,
And then over even a 20 or 30-year period, most of them kind of fell away. We
yeah.
don't have nearly the amount of fast food restaurants that we used to.
We still have a Chuck E. Cheese though, not giving that one up.
Oh, Chuck E. Cheese. Oh, I was at Chuck E. Cheese for a bus mitzvah party
uh-huh,
in like 2010 or 11. And it
uh-huh.
was fun.
Yes.
This girl had such a party.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, they really when the Jewish people do bas mitzvahs, they're like
Uh-huh.
really it's kind of like a coming of age party, so it's like a
Yeah.
big deal, you
Mm,
know? So we went bowling, and then we went to Chuck E. Cheese's, and then we went back to her house and had cake.
What?
And then we had party favors.
Oh goodness sake! You guys partied up like no tomorrow.
The entire day.
Goodness,
It
that's a
was so
party.
fun.
That is a party. And see, I think that may have been one of them. Ruby Tuesdays.
Yeah,
I don't.
I remember Ruby Tuesdays.
Yeah, it's also a song by the Rolling Stones. Yes, it's also a song by the Rolling Stones. Ruby Tuesday. Yeah.
Probably is, and it's probably really about a girlfriend of his who stood him up at a Ruby Tuesday.
Uh, m- Maybe, or
I
her
don't
name
know.
was,
I'm just so it sounds like something they would write.
or was a girl named Ruby and she dumped him on a Tuesday. That could be something right there.
That's more like something they would write. Yeah. It's never just about a fast food restaurant. There's always a story. There's
Mhm,
always a catch.
mhm. That's true. Same with McDonald's. Hey, Shawn, thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey.
Um, but anyway, so it is the top of the hour, and so what I do is I set aside some time for me and my guests. Usually, sometimes if my guest doesn't have anything, then it's whatever. But usually set some time for me and my guests to promote ourselves. Now, obviously, I know you don't. I don't think you have any channels or whatever. But if there's anything you'd like to promote yourself, you are more than welcome to if you wish. But if you do, the floor is yours, young lady.
Well, I'm Chaya Miller. That's
Yeah. Mhm,
CHayamiller. You
mhm,
can follow me at Twitter at Chaya Miller 347.
mhm,
You can follow me on my Instagram, which is under the same name, Chaya Miller, as
mhm.
well.
Nice. And do you post some of your work there as well, or do you just post like you dressing or whatever?
I post mostly my artwork, my paintings.
Oh.
Now, you'll see that I haven't posted anything for a long while because in all of my free time I've been busy working on my banner. But I'll
Mhm.
be doing some more painting soon, and you'll see it.
Nice. And of course, the fiance says, don't forget to mention your Instagram account and that you are taking commissions.
Yes, and I am taking painting commissions.
Oh wow! And so do you do different types of paints like oil and stuff like that, or you just use
Yes,
straight?
I
Okay.
paint in oil, watercolor,
Mhm.
charcoal,
Oh.
and acrylic paint and gouache.
Gouache. Now that's one I've never heard of. Acrylic, of course, but gouache,
And there are different price points for different mediums. Of course,
yeah.
the oil paint is the most expensive,
Oh yeah.
and charcoal would be the cheapest.
Yeah, you could basically make charcoal at home. Just be safe
Yes,
is all I say.
yes. It's just smolder twigs.
Smolder.
The
It's after a
paper is
good.
more expensive than the charcoal.
That's true. But again, I did just post your link to your eggs down below so
Thank
people can
you.
just go to your eggs and just find your stuff there and also get to say hello to a lovely lady like yourself.
Thank you.
So there's that. Respectfully, of course. Be respectful. Um, but charcoal makes me sparkle. No, it does not, NC. Charcoal does not make you sparkle. Goodness sake.
Who is NC? Where's their handle? NC
Native
negative
5.
5. Who is that?
He's just a person who comes around every once in a while, but he likes to tell dad-ish jokes. So
Okay,
you're in.
Mr. NC Native 5. If you like to build fires, um, if you burn pine cones, they actually spark and they make colored sparks. Burn
Wow.
some pine cones for fun.
There you go. Just don't toss them
In a
on
metal
fire.
can, keep it safe.
Yeah, keep it safe. Don't toss them around like little
Keep
fire
it
bombs.
safe, keep it controlled. I know if NC
You can
what's the
just
name?
say it.
NC Native 5, if
Yeah.
you're a fella, I know men really like to build fires. It's good to be in touch with your pyro instincts. So,
Is that coming from experience? Say like your fiance.
uh, I'm sure my fiance likes to build fires as well. All men do. And I'm sure you like to build fires, Mr. Dara.
I mean, I when I build sometimes, but more of like I like building a fire so I can cook on it. Like, see, like
Good.
you can make
It's good.
yeah.
It's good. It's one of those things that the fellas like to do: build fires, drive their trucks across crazy terrains, hunting and fishing. Good.
Oh goodness, I can tell you're very ladylike because you like to point that out. So, but again, her link for her Twitter access is down below, and
And
so
I'm sorry, my
no fun.
Twitter handle is the Trump banner girl.
Yeah, yep, nope,
So
yep.
you'll see Chaya Miller 347 with my address.
Bob is asking, do you have any pieces you can show, like art pieces?
Yes, I do. I'll be right back.
Okay. And while she's gone to get her art pieces, I will do my end of things. So if you're on the Rumble or YouTube side, doesn't matter which one, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving a comment or follow, anything that helps with the engagement factor is much appreciated because not only does it help in being seen more, like all content creators do, it also helps in having other people on, like Miss Kaya or Gina or Shawn from Third Ralify, or so many other people. At the end of the day, I do this thing and talk to other people across the way, and it's always interesting to learn about the little intricacies that make us who we are. So, any help with that is great, and of course, there's a link down below. You can, go find my Twitter X there. You can find my email there. I have a Discord thing, but it's mostly just for DMing. At the end of the day, all my stuff is in that link down below, and all the good stuff is there. And of course, of course, I'm still doing. Oh, I'll better take that off. Of course, I'm still doing the survey points. Oh, they're not even up here. He did it before the show. There's still more. Still doing the survey points until the 27th. I don't think I can copy them over. There we go. Nope, that's not what I do. Hold on. One second. So the uh, the surveys for the Rumble stuff, or Rumble Squared, is still going on. They'll be going on till the 27th. At the end of the day, um, oh, she's coming back. At the end of the day, if you've already done so, thank you. If not,
I'm back.
all right. If you haven't done so, please give it a try because every bit counts. And I do show that visual data when time comes. So thank you all for that. And of course, welcome back.
Hey. So we have here, this is a portrait of Mr. Bob.
Oh, how about that? Look at that.
You see if I can get it any closer to the camera.
Oh, we can see it. Wow. Now, what is that done in?
This is done in oil.
Oh, wow.
This was done in person.
Mm,
Mr. Bob was posing for us. And this, this was also done in person. This is Miss Kim,
Miss Kim.
done
Is it?
in watercolor.
Wow, that looks pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah, very professional looking, I might add.
Thank you. And I have more paintings and I'll go get them. I can't carry more than one because they're heavy.
That's okay. No worries. That's very real looking. Yeah, it does look very real looking. It looks kind of, and especially if you got oil painting too, right? Oil painting kind of keeps like a sort of wetness to it, or sort of like a gleam. I think it is. I don't remember. But no, they look pretty good.
I'm back.
Okay,
And here we have, this is done in watercolor.
okay.
This is painting of a tiger.
Wow, that looks impressive.
Thank you.
Wow, look at that. Very awesome.
Sorry, the light is reflecting. The
You
light
can
is
see it.
blocking it.
We can see it. Looks good.
Thank you.
Both very
And here,
beautiful. Yeah.
this was a master copy, but not a stroke for stroke exactly.
Right.
Be
What is it
so
based off of?
it's a print that was at my art school, and the name of the artist was not on the print, so I don't know who did
Oh,
it.
it looks good though.
It's done with gouache.
Uh-huh. Now
The
what?
little 18th century couple down there.
Yeah.
And there's a little dog in the corner.
Nice. Oh, that looks. Now what is quash exactly?
So gouache,
Quash.
it's like water. It's like a, chalk.
Mm,
Chalk was combined with watercolor.
mm,
So you take chalk, gum arabic, which
mm.
is the watercolor, the medium that makes watercolor into paint,
Yeah.
and the pigment, it becomes gouache. So it's like an opaque watercolor.
Mm. Yeah, exactly. Amazing talents.
Thank you,
Amazing,
Mr. Bob.
amazing talents. But yeah, I can tell that Rembrandt did that painting.
Thank you. Yeah, I actually had. Now, the painting of Mr. Bob was not a commission. It was in when I was in art school,
uh,
um, in the portrait class.
oh wow. So you actually went to college of sorts to learn that sort of thing.
Yes, I
Oh,
went to school at the Schuler School of Fine Arts, Baltimore,
okay.
and they are not a college.
Okay.
So there's no degree that comes from the Schiller School. It's a certification.
Okay.
And the Schiller School teaches only Old Master Renaissance realism,
Mhm.
painting, and sculpture.
Mhm.
So there's no modern art track.
Oh, okay.
It's a traditional school.
His Kai was classically trained in the style of the old masters. So sort of in the sense of like, you got Michelangelo, you've got many different art forms, sort of
Yeah.
like, uh, I think there's the Renaissance, like you said, and I think there's like Michelangelo is another one. Don't forget that.
Yes, like very famously Peter Paul Rubens, Leonardo da Vinci,
Leonardo da Vinci. Okay.
um,
Yeah,
you see
but
Titian, Velasquez,
hmm. Yeah,
these painters.
I am not the expert at knowing artists of that nature, so I apologize. But I do know at least a few of the time period of like he just said, like, yeah, Rembrandt. You got Monet.
Yeah.
I know Monet. Um,
Monet is a little more is a little more outside the Renaissance period. It
okay,
would be known as impressionistic.
impressionistic. Now, what is your understanding of impressionistic?
So impressionistic typically uses much more loose painting
Mm-hmm.
and much it's and they also use bright colors and pigments that
Mm-hmm.
the old masters did not have. They were
Oh,
invented later with
okay.
the age of science and new pigments were discovered.
Right. Yeah, there are certain and it's funny enough,
And
there are certain pigments that were discovered, and a few of them are a bit dangerous.
yeah.
I do know there was one I remember hearing about was like a emerald green or something like that, where it was very poisonous.
Yes.
Yeah.
The emerald green comes from arsenic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we also and another one of the impressionistic pigments is cadmium, which depending on the amount of time that it's boiled, the pigment is it's put through like a compression boiling.
Mm-hmm.
It can go from a yellow, like a almost like a school bus yellow,
Mm-hmm.
to a bright red, a bright coral. It's
Wow.
very it's it's made from heavy metal.
Mm-hmm.
We do work with cadmium at the Schiller School.
Mm.
I did work with cadmium in my first and second year, but after that, I kind of I gravitated more towards the old master palette.
Okay.
I prefer more earthy, the earthy pigments that the old masters would have used.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty great.
Uh, and at our school,
Uh-huh.
our paints we grind our own paint from pigment, the
Wow.
pigment powder,
Uh-huh.
and they're ground with lead because lead is and continues to be the best preserver of color.
Oh,
So
wow.
we are using actually for real what the old masters really used.
Wow.
It is dangerous. You
Mhm.
should paint with gloves. It's best to paint wearing a mask.
Yep. Best to do that, yeah. And she
And
says,
if I may, there's one more toxic pigment that we use at the Schiller School.
what's
It's
that?
called flake white. And flake white is oxidated lead, so it's the rust that comes off of lead.
Oh.
And the lead that we grind our paints with is black oil.
Uh-huh.
So it's if you took the purified rust from the I could explain it better if I just explained the process from the beginning.
Sure.
So we have blocks of lead,
Uh-huh.
pure lead, put in a glass jar,
Uh-huh.
inside manure, and
Uh-huh.
goes inside the earth. That makes a heat reaction that pulls out the rust and it purifies the metal. Now
Oh.
the metal is put into the rust, the white rust is put into um, a beaker in
Mhm.
the Bunsen burner that
Mhm.
has a distill tube that's attached to another beacon, so it's distilled, so it's like it becomes evaporated,
Yeah.
drips through the tube, and then it becomes liquid into another glass jar.
Yeah.
Then that is allowed 2 weeks to pre-darken. It
Mm.
starts as a light brown color, but it'll turn black.
Mhm.
You don't want to paint with black oil before it's pre-blackened because it will turn your painting black.
Ooh.
Now that has actually happened to Rembrandt when he was making black oil. He didn't realize he had to pre-blacken it.
Oh man, that does suck. Of course, Abe says I have nothing but utter disdain for modern art.
Uh, hey, well, there's something we say at the Schiller School that you might agree with.
Mhm.
Modern art is okay for shower curtains.
disdain, disdain made, and then he says carcinogenic elements and isotopes. That's true.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, Mr. Abe is very educated. Is Mr. Abe, are you a chemist?
I don't know about that, but he is from the UK, so you do have something there with that. And then of course your fiance says purification by distillation.
Yes, sir, that's
That
right.
that's easy one to remember right there. And of course, and see, do pigments always make your breath smell like bacon?
No, they don't make your breath smell bad, but if you smell your smock after working,
I
it's
can
really strong. It
I
sticks to your clothes.
ugh,
You know,
ugh.
like how cigarette smoke sticks to your clothes,
Mm,
to everything. Well, the
yeah,
fume from painting sticks to everything, and it's a heavy metallic smell.
ugh,
So if you ever come to visit the Schiller School, you'll be hit with a waft of this heavy metal smell.
ugh,
But it's so funny. Once you push yourself to endure it,
yeah,
you become nose blind kind of, and
yeah,
you
yeah.
just go to school every day.
Yeah, the smell becomes used. You become used to the smell, basically.
Yeah, it's like being on a boys' sports team in high school.
Oh boy, someone's got stories to tell us.
Not about the boys' team.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And if Abe says not quite, but I know a thing or two. Okay, so he knows a thing or two about the arts.
Yes.
And then
And
NC. Oh, go ahead.
we paint for oil commission, we paint on double weave linen
Mhm.
canvas. So our paintings should not need a restoration for a good 400 or 500 years.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Maybe 350 if your painting was in very severe conditions like
Mhm.
water damage and lots of sun and got coated really bad and
Yeah.
cigarette kind of nicotine.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
that
but it shouldn't need a restoration.
yeah. And NC says I never knew painting could be so dangerous. We're learning about it as we go today.
Yes. There are many artists who they're um what's the name of the very famous French artist. He
Mhm.
nearly died from the flake white, the lead white,
Yeah.
from lead poisoning. What was his name?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Yeah, and that's one of the things too where
Calbe, I think that was his name. Calbe. That sounds
Calbe,
right. Mm-hmm.
Calbe. Well, I'm sure Abe, if he knows what you're talking about, he'll speak up. Because linen canvas, he says linen canvas. There you go. He enjoys the
Really,
linen canvas.
Calbe. I'm trying to remember the name.
Calbe.
He
Uh,
did. He did that. He painted a lot of very risque, exotic ladies
uh,
in exotic settings like ancient
yeah,
Egypt and
yeah.
uh,
Artistry is not always to the clean at heart, if you will. So
yeah.
there's
It was
definitely
actually a really big scandal. He
really.
would he would paint his risque paintings.
Mm,
He has a very famous painting of the Greek goddess Venus.
yeah.
With the she's like reclining on a shell in the waves, and she's giving you the
Oh,
look. She's looking at you like she's
yeah.
like really like looking, and he did that on purpose, but he hid it within a classical context so he could get away with it. Because if art wasn't classical, if it was full on obvious what
Mm,
it was like he would be kicked out of polite society.
yeah. The
So, there are other artists that did that too. They
oh,
tried. They were trying back in the day.
I can get that. And NC says Lady Godiva. Uh,
Hmm.
I'm sure that's one. And of course the birth. I think the one that talking about is the birth of Venus, the one on the shell. Um.
The birth of Venus is that's a different painting.
Oh, it is
Is-
okay.
Wait, who's it?
Um.
Who's, oh my gosh. When you're so if you don't read up and brush up on your art history knowledge, the names will escape you. Oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing.
Venus.
Was it?
Uh.
No, it wasn't Titian. No, it wasn't. No, it
Venus.
wasn't. The Birth of Venus, Tintorento. No, it wasn't Tintorento. He came later.
Uh, Venus.
Botticelli.
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 Botticelli. Yeah, Sandro Botticelli is the birth of
Yes.
Venus.
Yes, yes. Botticelli. Oh, okay, good. I still got it.
Yeah,
He still
Sandro.
knows. I'm not embarrassing my art teachers.
Yeah, there's different ones. Obviously, the one that's well known is the one on a shell, which is artistic. So we'll
The one from Calbe is in the Louvre.
the Louvre.
Yes.
Interesting. Oh no, I'm gonna go see if I can't find one
Funny
that's
story how it was even collected to be there.
really.
Mhm.
Oh, that's not the right
At
one.
first, that painting has severe backlash,
Yeah.
and it was very disliked by the public, and it was even said by critics to be a painting that a certain type of lady would have in her apartment, or
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, yeah, it was spoken of like that.
Mm. And of course,
And then eventually it just became accepted. He was able to convince enough people, oh, but it's like an ideal of femininity. Oh, it's what Venus represents. It is classical Greece. It is whatever. And then they're like, it's classical Greece. Okay, let's collect it. Now we can buy it. We're
yeah,
not ashamed to have the original.
there you go. And of course, for those who don't know, if they've never seen it, this is the classical art piece
Yes,
of
that's the Botticelli one.
Botticelli one. Yes, the Birth of Venus. Very old, obviously. But there's also other ones he's done as well. But I mean, I think this is oil painting, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, and you do oil paintings too, but yeah, it's pretty interesting to come. And of course, there is I think Van Gogh stuff is in oil as well. But
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know if you consider him an old master or not, but he is very widely respected at least.
Yeah, he's impressionistic.
Impressionistic. Okay, that's a different time period. if Tintoretto was alive today, he could be tinting windows. Come on.
And scene made is very funny.
Yeah, I told you he was the guy of dad jokes.
That's a
Goodness.
very dad joke.
Yeah, that's very
I thought he would be tinting windows.
tinting window. That was hilarious. But
Very
no,
funny.
it's but yeah, you almost the way you describe it, you almost have to be part chemist too for
Yeah.
being an artist.
Mhm.
Or a painter, if you will. Although
If
that kind of
you
gets me.
if you create your own black oil. Now, in addition to the black oil that is ground with our pigment that makes our paint, we also paint with a medium, and the medium is royal jelly, which
Mhm.
is that beeswax that stays liquidy.
Yeah.
A touch of the black oil, which is lead, and that's mixed together. That we add to the paint. Otherwise, the paint's too gloppy. You want
Yeah.
it to glide.
Okay. So
So,
you know if it's true or not by the dependent of how it works. So like how you paint it on, basically.
right.
Um
There are two different styles of painting mediums. There's the Flemish medium, which is a different mixture of resins and the black oil, and then there's the Italian, which is the royal jelly mixture with the um, black oil. Now
yeah,
the Flemish is more matte. The Italian is more shiny.
shiny. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Now what would that in the essence of say like the Mona Lisa, would that be a an oil painting as well in
Yes,
regards?
certainly the Mona Lisa is done with oil.
Okay.
That would be done with the Italian medium.
Ah, okay.
So it
Uh,
should that's why there's the it's like a shine. Like if you were hold the painting to the light and you'll see the light travel across the painting.
mhm.
If it's done with Flemish, it's gonna be more dull, matte
Mm.
overall.
Oh, yeah.
The Dutch old masters, their painting are more matte because they use different materials.
Mm.
They it looks different. That's why.
Oh, okay. And of course, Abe is saying Impressionism is fine. The ilk of people like Tracy Emin, though. I don't know who Tracy
I
Emin
don't
is.
know who that is,
Yeah.
but when you're putting her, grouping her in the ilk of, my red flags go, she must not be good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
A
And
lot
see,
of artists say, this is art. And he's like, look at the price tag. Who would pay that?
a lot
You
of people.
know, a lot of artists like, okay.
Yeah. And NC says, I wish it was a good artist. I can't even draw a rectangle without it turning into a rectangle. That was a good one.
That's a good
That,
one.
that was a good
Yeah,
pun right
okay,
there.
that's a good one. And
See,
see, Nada, try using a ruler.
yeah, try
A
using
line keeper.
it. I think he was more
It'll help
doing.
you practice.
Yeah, I think he was more doing it for the joke, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, use a ruler. Get a ruler. Oh goodness
good
sake!
one. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! But no, it's funny because um, I know it's kind of like a current thing, but there's actually this paint out there that's like the blackest of black, like a void, um, and
A
I can't
pigment.
remember. I've got to look it up. Give me one second. It's like the blackest
The,
paint.
what? The black pigment?
It's the it's called the blackest of
Are
black.
you referring to bone black? Or
I
is
am
it
I'm referring
ivory
to
black?
I'm referring to this. Uh, Give me one second to bring it up. Here we go. This is the one I'm referring to. It's called the blackest black paint in the universe new. It's
I think
very
they're just trying to sell it to you that their black will actually appear black, and it's their other pigments other companies sell are the same.
Yeah. Well, the
It's
the
kind of
point
like,
of
when well, you wouldn't know. Gina would know. When you're
mm,
buying mascara, like, this is the blackest, most jet black mascara. But if you buy
uh
another black mascara that just says black, it's the same black.
yeah. Well, I think the point of what they were trying to do this is
Synthetic
that
black.
is
NC
to
Native says synthetic black.
it's
Yeah,
like a synthetic Vanta Black. Yes, it's Vanta Black. Well, this isn't the Vanta Black. There's a
I've
whole
never
big
heard of it.
off.
We paint with ivory black, which is originally smoldered ivory,
Mhm.
and it has a
Yeah.
blue tint if you thin
Oh,
down the color.
the blue. Oh, blue tint. Okay. Well, the reason why their point is it's a black paint that absorbs at least 99% of light. So it's almost makes the item look void if you see how it is right there.
That
Like
doesn't sound like what we would use in old master painting. I wonder what
yeah,
we would use. Black is black. Well,
yeah. No, I just wanted to bring it up because there's these things where they're trying to like with this where they're trying to go to the route of like how black can you make something, like how black can you make the darkest color
well,
black.
most of the time when in fine arts and you're painting with black,
Hmm.
black is actually a combination. There's a lot of color in black.
Hmm.
It absorbs and reflects color in real life. So you're gonna have a lot of blues and red and green and yellow ochre, lots of different colors. So when we paint black,
Hmm.
it appears like it would be black because we use other colors. We use optical illusion,
Yeah.
and what's really black
Hmm.
is it's black because of the color context. So say your um, your model is wearing a lot of black clothing
Hmm.
or like a black suit. The
Hmm.
viewer knows the item is black, but the way
Hmm.
the light plays on it, most of it isn't going to be a pure black paint.
Right.
So that's how we paint.
Yeah. And then this is Abe trying to explain who that lady is, the Tracy Emin. Uh, she was the artist who didn't clean the garbage out of her room for a year, then turned it into a gallery piece. That's weird.
So she's the artist who belongs in a mental institution.
Possibly. Of course, your fiance says the modern are seen or the modern scene is only for money laundering, which is not far off, and crimes against humanity. It's a shining light to have Chaya keep the master's technique alive, make art great again. And there you go. And then, of course, the Abe talking on the paint. This type of black has to be chemically bonded to the surface of the object. It is not a traditional paint. Really, I understand that, but I'm just trying to show that this is what they're trying to go for. Like, and I'll end it with here. But this is
Well,
from MIT. Um,
actually, with watercolor, we don't use straight black because straight black looks dirty. We
mhm,
combine a sienna, which is like an earthy red, with ultramarine blue, which is a deep, deep blue, and and brown and blue make black.
mhm. Yeah. Uh, Certainly with like you're saying with certain blacks, where they'll tinge a different. It's like a slight color on them, like the blue one. But I no, I just was showing off, you know, like MIT's trying to make like the darkest color, darkest black ever. As you can see, like the gem just disappears.
Mhm.
So there is that. But no, actually, we'll look up this. What is this? How did you spell that name again? What was it?
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for Tracy Emin. I
Oh,
wanted to see a bit.
pardon me. I don't want to know. Pardon me. No, I
Okay.
don't want to know.
Oh no, I'm not gonna show it. I just wanted to see for myself.
You
Uh,
might regret it, Mr. Dara.
oh no, yeah, she is. Yeah, basically you don't want to see her because she looks exactly like you would think she would. Um, but yeah,
One of
her
those.
yeah. Abe, you weren't wrong.
Abe, Mr. Abe, I'm sorry you ever had to see that face and ever have to see her art. I'm sorry you ever were exposed to it. I hope you mentally recovered.
No, it'll be all right. Yeah, that
When
was
I
funny though.
saw an artist really bad art one
Yeah.
time, I took like 3 days to get over it. Like I was so disgusted. Maybe even 4 days.
Oh, well, see, this is where,
Some of that stuff is so bad.
yeah. Well,
I'm
of
making
course.
faces at says it all.
Well, I mean, even you have the ability to make better art, so you can outshine all that doom and gloom right there. But no, to Abe, I do see her art piece for what you're talking about, and yeah, that's just that's
Have
just
the
crap
bucket ready,
artwork.
Mr. Abe. Have the bucket ready.
You should have the bucket ready. At least clean the room. Goodness sake. Oh my gosh. But no, your fiance isn't wrong on the regard of that current art is sort of money laundering because it's mostly still scarred to this day. More like still distressed by all the garbage. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, there's
Yeah.
if you want an example, you could go and look in the book "The Art of the Deal," where Trump describes him going to visit a artist friend,
Mm-hmm.
and the artist friend would be, just throw paint on there and call that it, because at a certain point, really are just buying the name of the art piece. You're not really buying it for any artistic intrinsic value, because
It's like
art.
it's like buying Gucci. It's just the name.
Never had the money to buy Gucci, so I wouldn't know that. Um,
Even if I had the money, I wouldn't waste it on that.
True, very true. Where did I put it? I swear. Nope, nope. Oh, I think I found it. Found it. There we go.
Hmm.
There you go, right here.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Let's see if I can find it. It was.
I would like to paint the presidential portrait for President Trump.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think
No,
you would commission me.
I think the one that has now is just a photograph of him. I think the one that's up there right now in the White House is just a plain photograph of him, just taking a photograph of.
The Mr. President needs an old master realism fine arts painting, and the work I do won't need restoration in 400 to 500 years.
Yeah, that
Now
is
that's a
true.
good deal.
Although the next president, can still take down those
It
portraits,
turns
unfortunately.
Chaya to Jackson Pollock all over the floor.
Turns. Well, Jasmine Pollock is a little later. A little later.
I understand what he's saying, but Mr. NC native, I keep my composure.
Keeps. I'm trying to find.
But it does show all over my face.
He. All right. I'm trying to
I'm
find.
also I'm also having fun making faces at the idea of bad art too, just for your entertainment.
See, look at that. Cute and makes faces. Yep, they pay an artist next to nothing to make something, then pay someone else to value it at a ridiculous price. They give the artwork away, then it's used as a tax write-off. Well, it's
Sounds like a runway show.
just about.
You
Um,
think?
but it's like, where was? It's like that. I'd have to go through the whole book just to find where that's at, because again, he was talking to a artist, a friend artist that he knew, and the point of it was is that the artists could just, because they were going to go for lunch, the stories they were going to go to for lunch, and so he needed to make something, but all he did was he just took a few paints, splashed them against like a canvas, like a regular canvas, because I'm not sure what if all canvases are the same. so to speak. But he did just do that, and all this stuff. Yeah, exactly the same. Oh, okay, all right, all right. Well, now I know.
No, I mean, well, cotton canvas will not stand the test of time and it will tear. Your painting won't even last 100 years, no less 50. Linen is far superior.
I'm guessing that's what a majority of the masters are have their stuff in, is the linen
Yes.
canvas. All right, well, that's interesting. No, I wouldn't think many people would know that. I mean, obviously, if they went to say an art museum, obviously, but not a lot of people appreciate art in the sense that you appreciate, because you've
Well,
gone through the
right.
process to learn about it and learn those intricacies that would that whatever that
Well,
would
mm,
be part of that. So, but yeah, that's pretty
yes.
nice. But yeah, no, that's awesome that I get to at least have you on there explain all that stuff, because
Yes.
that would not be
And
in my. Yes,
actually, Mr. Dara, funny thing is,
yes.
you cannot actually see what the eye does not know. So
Mm,
if you don't know about, you don't really understand what you're looking at, you won't see it. It's like with classical music. If you don't understand what you're listening to, you won't hear it.
mm, you'll hear something. It just won't be.
It won't be the art form. If you don't know about the concept of reflected light and refracted color, you won't see it.
Mm-hmm,
But once you
mm,
know, it's like when it's called developing the artist eye. When you learn to see
mm,
of all the color that's in shadow, all the reflected light, and then you'll always see it.
yeah. It's a learning how to better appreciate the art form itself.
Mhm.
Because you can look at anyone could look at a painting and says that looks great, but when you understand what it took to create the item, and then the time period of which it was created, and then all the history that just kind of goes with it, there's a more deeper understanding for that regard of the painting itself.
Who is it? Who is the fellow who had just said that?
NC Native says,
Mr. NC Native is educated.
Uh, just like all the memes. So unless you paint him
He
in
knows.
sleeveless shirt with bodybuilder muscle,
What about a shirt with bodybuilder muscles?
he won't. Trump won't commission you to paint him unless you paint him in a sleeveless shirt with bodybuilder sized muscles, just
I
like
can
all the
paint
memes.
whatever he likes. I've studied anatomy, so I understand how the muscles work.
Oh my goodness. Oh, so does that? So do is
But
that?
it's much easier not to make things up that aren't there.
It's true. That is true. So do is that a thing within the artistry where they do have you paint people who are semi-nude or nude in the general part? Okay,
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't know. I
full
didn't know.
nude figure study.
For yourself,
Um,
okay.
so on Friday was the anatomy class, and in the morning we studied the bones and the muscles. In the afternoon was a live nude painting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I would not typically be present for the live nude painting class,
Mm-hmm.
but we absolutely do.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I didn't know if that was because
They're
usually
called academe, or
academic. Okay,
academe studies. All
academic.
the old masters do them.
Right. Well, and it kind of goes to Leonardo da Vinci in one of his paintings where he shows the muscle and the valves and all this sort of stuff. Um, and I think that was more of like him dissecting somebody, but that was a dead body. But it's very
Mhm.
interesting. So your artistry combines chemistry with anatomy, and then different forms. So you're not. Can't stay by lunch tonight. Oh, thank you for that. Glad you could stop by. Once they have a great stream, Kaya. This guy is great to talk to. Enjoy. Oh, thank you, good sir. Thank
Is
you.
our friend leaving now?
Yes, he was only all he has other stuff he has to do, so he's only
All
dropping
right. Well,
by.
thank you, Mr. Comics Dad. It's good
Yep,
to see you.
yep, and
Please come by again.
yep. Well, actually, he's been on before, so the comics
Oh,
dad
he's
has
been
actually
with
been on here.
us.
Yeah, he's a gentleman who enjoys. the comic book scene. If you don't know anything about that, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I have friends who are all about the comics, and I just sit there like, what? Very quietly, like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just here to help you with the views for the ratings.
There you go. And
And then, don't tell my friends,
uh,
but I put their show on mute, and then I go listen to music on Spotify or go do other things, and I just run the show to help the ratings, but I'm not there.
oh, what?
It
Now
ha-
we know the secrets of Kaya.
Sometimes I'm there. If
Sometimes
Kai Miller is too quiet in the comment section, then she's probably not there. Because otherwise, I'm making comments all the time.
I believe
Mr.
you.
Shawn knows I'm always putting funny comments and stories in the chat.
You've got to, yeah, you have to kind
Because
of
I'm actually there tuned into his show.
yeah, you gotta combat his crass sometimes. You know, his
So,
very.
well, sometimes, but then the other times I just team up with Gina.
There you go. See, that's girl power right there. And then
Yeah,
Abe says we used to call it life class, where we choose a medium and recreate the naked subjects. Okay, there you go.
okay.
So it's a different name for different areas, and you can say it. I'm a goofball and a degenerate. Okay, all right. Well, I wasn't gonna say that. I just said you like comics.
You
Okay,
know,
I'll let you.
all the fellas who are into comics always say that about themselves, but then they turn out to be really nice and
Oh,
actually somewhat normal people.
see, there you go. You got some good
See,
wording
Mr.
in.
Comics Dad, we don't buy it. You're a nice guy.
Well, he knows I don't bite, but
I don't even know him. I'm
I
just
know.
guessing.
Oh, he's an alright thing. He's got hey, Slidey Pie, how are you? Um, but
Hi.
but yeah, Comic said when I had him on, he's a dad. He played games. He does all this other stuff, but comics is sort of
Mhm.
his ordeal. But I mean, your your sense of art artmanship is more geared toward the sort of old world renaissance sort of ordeal.
Mm.
You don't take in any consideration to like any forms like comics where they have their own drawn art or any of that fashion. You're more of just
Now,
old renaissance.
sometimes a comic illustration is done quite tastefully, and you could see clearly the artist has real drawing skill and
Mm-hmm.
that they are trained.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there are some comic artists that their work leaves you kind of like, well,
Much
the professional stuff is professional. The amateur stuff can be very amateur.
yeah.
But there are certainly comic book illustrators who can draw, and they're very good. I happen to know a couple personally.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Hey, I unfortunately my artistry looking at is not the greatest, but I do try in my regard. But yeah, no, it's pretty awesome that you know people that are
Yeah.
very well. Oh, go ahead.
And I happen to know the very famous Gary Kizzle.
Gary Kizzle. Okay,
He
who?
he um he's drawing a comic. I believe it's called Vagabond Comics, where it's published.
Mhm.
It's like a military kind of story with a combat vet who becomes something like a mafia guy, and he's
Uh,
taking down criminals. Mr.
ah,
Gary Kizzle is a combat medic, so he has
oh
real
wow.
experience. And I also know Mr. Joe's Atmosphere,
Uh-huh.
who is drawing the wait, what's it called? I'm drawing a blank at the moment. The It's like a patriot from the revolution gets put into another like dimension world where
Yeah,
the privateer.
the privateer. Oh
Yeah,
wow. Is
really
great at
fun.
stick figures. Okay, yes, but there's got to be more to it. I try, okay, Abe? You stop calling me out.
You
Yeah,
can start with stick figures. I started with stick figures when I was 5.
fine. Wow. Wow, you make me feel so special, Kaya. I really, really appreciate it. Wow. She sounds like Marilyn Monroe. Well, she has a very lovely
Thank
voice.
you.
See, look at that. She's just not blonde. Real traditional. There you go. Real traditional.
So much. Your friends are making me blush.
Kind of the traditionalist, and of course, her where was it? I know I saw, and of course, her fiance is within the chats as well. So, very much thank you, good
Yeah.
sir. Um, but yeah, no, it's just what, I'm gonna draw what I want to draw, and I'll leave it at that. I'm not gonna sit here and do comparisons on whatever.
That's
Um,
fun. I used to draw the most random things when I was little.
mhm.
Yeah, I actually drew a whole mural of Godzilla mowing down the city in Japan with
Uh-huh.
sidewalk chalk.
Oh, what? So
Yeah,
yeah,
I actually found a photograph, a printed out picture of it.
mhm. That's pretty awesome, and of
Yeah.
course, Bob gives the highest regard. She's possibly the most creative based lady ever. Based based lady artist.
Thank
Based
you
lady
so
artist.
much. Yeah, and I also I drew the funniest picture, and
Uh-huh.
I was so proud of it that I taped it to my wall in my room.
Mhm.
It didn't even have a frame. Back in the day, you just tape it on the wall. Our friends probably know what I'm talking about.
There you
It
go.
was a teddy bear.
Mhm.
It was a bear,
Mhm.
like a cute one, dressed as an engine with a
Oh,
drum
yeah.
in the woods at night.
Interesting.
And I drew, this is the first one where I drew each pine tree.
Mhm.
And I'm so proud of it. Oh, one time I was at my friend's house after
Uh-huh.
doing homework together,
Uh-huh.
and we're drawing and coloring, and I drew pigs escaping at night. And they were escaping their pig pen.
Goodness. That's that's hilarious. Have you I know it's kind of a modern, but did you ever see any of Bob Ross's stuff?
Yeah, I love Bob Ross.
We're just gonna paint a little tree over here,
It's
and
not
it's
a
all
little
right if it's
tree. Go whack that brush. Whack the devil out of it. White, so white, and the Prussian blue is like it's a little double. Beautiful. Yeah, some have you just add a tree. You know, you're the artist. Tree doesn't have to be there. Just add the tree,
just add a tree, just
and
add
we're
it
just
right
gonna do
there.
it like that,
That's
and let it
right.
and let it be. Let
Happy
it
little happy little trees. We're gonna paint
happy
little
little
happy
tree.
trees. That's right there. She's definitely not a content creator, but she does create, and that's a big important part right there. She does create wonderful, wonderful stuff. But yes, Bob Ross does really have. I used to love art. I draw everything. Well, that's a careful one to step on, Abe. Uh,
Used to used to love art.
I
You don't
draw
love art
everything.
anymore, Mr. Abe.
Well, yeah. What
Why?
happened there, Abe? Why don't you love art anymore? I bet it's because of that Tracy person that you stopped loving art, isn't it? In the messy bed.
Oh, you used to draw everything, and your parents got a hold of your drawings, didn't they? Well, now that you're older, you can get back to drawing whatever you like again.
It's not a miss.
I don't know if Mr. Abe is over 18, and I hope
Oh,
he's out of the home.
he is way over 18. That is for certain. He's probably, I'm not gonna say his age.
How
I don't
would you
even know
like
it.
Mr. Abe?
Oh, it's not a mistake. It's a happy accident. That's right. Bob Ross. Gotta listen to that. You know, it's not. It's just a little, just a little. The sad times are here, but the
I like when he
sunshine's
whacks
coming.
the brushes. Like, smack the devil out of that thing.
There's actually a funny thing is someone made a like an hour long of him just doing that, smacking the
On the brush. Oh, they didn't put a remix on it, did they?
when you call what you do content, you were doing well. That's a variance of opinion. Content
Well,
is
I
whatever.
think I think it might be. I think I might understand what he might be getting at, Mr. Baby. Tell me if I'm right. When you become a content creator, you become so obsessed with creating content or creating a certain brand of content, you start limiting yourself to only doing that thing, and you start it becomes all about video and editing. Oh, I have to get a video at this hour in this day. I have to do this certain amount. People are expecting this level of quality. People are expecting I do this. I said I would do last time, but I don't feel like I really want to do that this time.
Mm,
I didn't really want to do that. I just wanted the views, so I said I would. Blah blah blah. And then you see, they just get
mm.
stuck doing something they feel they have to do and overworking themselves. And they lose the whole reason why they started creating content in the beginning.
Well, yeah, I've always had
Am I
that, or
right?
I've always had that ordeal too, where the field is so there's so many different places one could put their content and stuff, and I,
And then YouTube takes it down.
yep, yep, and oops, nope, I don't want to do that. Here we go. He has there you go. Content churn is what he's calling it.
Ah, Mr. Bob knows about it. That's what I was referring to. There.
There you go. The best content is filming former prisoners on a camping trip. Content. dad, dad jokes about me. Yeah. You gotta give him a hand for that one. That was pretty good. That was pretty. That gets a gold
Yeah.
star. Oh, that's too good right there. Oh my goodness. See, even you got her laughing. There you go, NC native. That's just for you right there. Um, but no, you're not wrong because it's in order to feed. It's sort of like feeding the beast, really, feeding the algorithm, and that's why I've always been like, um, I've always. I don't think she's at. No, I don't think. Well, she's with. If you watch,
I
Shawn.
do technically have a Rumble channel, but I've only posted one video on it.
Uh, so it's up to you if you want to promote it or not. But I know you do something with Shawn and Gina at times, so there's that
Yeah.
too.
Every time Gina said that I could be on the show, and Mr. Shawn says you might be on the show, and then I'm like, hey, and then they don't invite me on the show, and it never happens.
Shawn, get that changed
Haven't
right
seen
now.
a couple weeks. And
Ash.
they're like, well, we love having you on the show. We might have you back. But then I'm like, crickets,
I know. See, Shawn. Now
crickets.
is now is the
And
time,
so Sean
Shawn.
says, oh, Chaya, you don't have headphones. And I'm like, I have headphones. But then the headphones are headphones that I found in the house, and
Uh,
they're really old model, and they actually are not compatible with my laptop. So I'm like,
oh,
well, Mr. Shaw, I could wear the headphones for looks, so I look like a streamer, right? And he was like, there's all this lag on the stream. And I'm like, I don't think I could have you back if you didn't have headphones. Well,
goodness sake.
and with how much I help his ratings, you think he'd want me back?
You see that, Shawn? You're
What
wasting
happened?
great talent. You're wasting great talent. She's oh, just refresh. Just refresh. There we go. Got it at the 2 hour mark. There you go. Good job. You just have to. You're good. You're good. Uh, I wish I could. Oh no. Slidey Pie. She did show. You're muted.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
I'm here. But
Yeah, what happened?
it's alright. It's just a computer hiccup.
And that's what happens. Now, Mr. Shawn is very nice to invite me back, and he does like to see me there in the chat.
Hmm.
He
Yep.
didn't invite me back on the show.
Yeah. See, Shawn. You don't ask one of your most creative people back on, and you don't get down the 2 hour curse. It's right. Yeah. I sent in my emails. We'll see what happens, Abe.
What's that? Something with Is Rumble being attacked by lefty lips?
No, no, no. It's just a little bug they keep having on their Rumble Studio, unfortunately. But it's all right. We're here now. But anyway, it is the top of the hour again, young lady. And just like with painting those happy trees with Bob Ross, sooner or later we're gonna start winding down, and getting close to the new show. So we're gonna start doing that. But of course, like Slidey Pie asked, you can go back 30 minutes and you'll see her showcase some of her artwork. Of course, you can commission artwork from her too. on her Instagram, which is on her X. So you can go there as well. But of course, I'm just going to let her promote herself the way she wants because she's just as fancy as all get up. So the floor is yours, young lady.
I'm Chaya Miller. That's spelled Chayamiller. And you can find me at Twitter at Chaya Miller 347. My Twitter handle is the Trump Banner Girl. You can follow me on Instagram at Chaya Miller.
See, there you go. And she has commission work for
And I do
all,
take commissions.
yes, and for all different types of paint types. So be mindful that, as like you said earlier, oil is the most expensive. So be prepared if you want something like that, you got to pay for it. This lady gives her hard-earned work. She ain't giving it for free. Um, so there is that. And yes, Bob, Shawn is missing out. That's the
Is Mr.
Shawn.
Shawn even still here?
I doubt he is. I bet he's doing his show right now.
Oh,
Who
his show
knows?
doesn't begin for another hour. Mr. Shawn, where are you? I'm
Well,
kidding.
he has kids too, so there is
I'm
that as
kidding.
well.
Oh, of course, of course.
But from my end of things,
Right.
whether you're on the Rumble side or whether you're on the YouTube side, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving the comment or
Yes.
follow,
Like,
anything
share.
anything that helps with the engagement factor helps not only in being seen more, like all content creators want to. I mean, let's be honest, but it also helps in having other people on, like Kaya, like Shawn, like Gina, like so many other people I've had on from Australia to Alaska, all over the place. I've had over 200 various guests. Oh,
Wow.
yeah, yeah, a
Mr.
lot of.
Dara, you've been around.
Well, don't say it like that. Now I'm not going to be looked as quite as beautiful as the others in the place. But again, yes, over 200 various guests. Many of them being, I've had VTubers on. I've had current and former military on. I've had just some people don't even show their face. I've had a whole swath of different people, different walks of life, and that's why I do it, to get to know those kind of people like yourself, like yourself. And again, I have a link down below that leads to my Twitter X, that leads to my email, that also leads to my a link to Discord, but it's mostly just for DMing. I don't have the mental capacity to run all this stuff. So I limit myself on what I use. But again, it's all there down below. And again, thank you all so much for being here. And of course, like me, well, Abe, you keep asking. I'm going to keep
Yes, thank
saying,
you, Mr. Abe.
see,
Your
and
comments have been very entertaining. Thank
see,
you.
there you go, Abe. You've got another connoisseur of the arts. So hopefully you'll be able
Yeah.
to stop by whenever she does her stuff. But again, also uh, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, I will have on someone, Hat Team is what it's called, but they are a VTuber. So I'm excited to have another VTuber on. It's been a while. I do try to bring people back on that I've had on before, because it doesn't always stop with the one conversation. There's always more to talk about. It's crazy how stuff works out. So tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern with the Hat Team. She's definitely a sweet lady. There you go. Look at that. Slidey Pie, sweet lady, getting all the great compliments earned. Very much earned and based for those who are all that stuff. But anyway, the last thing I do with my guest is something I've called questions from the hat. So what happened is I bought a hat from Rumble and I've put a bunch of questions inside. So these are questions anyone can answer, so don't worry. Uh, but my guest gets 2 freebies from the hat. However, if people want more than the 2 freebies from the hat, then they have to give a Rumble rant. I'm not monetizing YouTube, so it's not going to work that way. However, if you're on Rumble, You can pay whatever amount. 500 doesn't matter. Uh, any amount will get you another question out of the hat. So let's start with the first question. Are you ready, Miss Kaya?
Yes, sir.
All right, young lady, let's get you the first question. I'm shuffling around in there, not trying to look. My eyes are closed and my fingers are twirling. All right. First question, young lady. All right, here we go. First question right there. And thank you, Abe, for that. Um, all right, first question. Oh, this one's easy one. Do you prefer cats or dogs, and why?
Um, dogs.
Dogs, and why do you
Dogs
prefer dogs?
because dogs don't try to get in the middle of your work and everything you're doing.
Uh,
And when you're getting your piano practice, they don't jump on
the piano.
piano and interfere. So
Mm.
dogs are much better. Um, dogs
What?
can be nasty and annoying too, but cats are notorious for wanting to take over the world.
That's true. Another question. Thank you, Miss Slidey Pie. So you get three total questions now.
Oh, okay.
And of course, I gotta write that down for Slidey Pie.
Their friends
All
like
right.
my answer.
I think it's wonderful. And also, what dog breed would you get if you could? There you go.
Okay.
All right. So question number two. Going for question number two now. Now you get three questions total so far. All right. Let's just get right in there. Let me pull out. All right. Let's see what this one is. Question number two, young lady. Question number two.
Hmm.
All right. Let's see what this one says. This one is, what's the most ridiculous way you've ever injured yourself?
The most ridiculous way.
Or it could just be a dumb way you got hurt. One or the other. Up to you.
The way that's really dumb. Slipping down the steps is kind of normal. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
when the dishwasher door is open
Mm-hmm.
and you know how it has the sharp corners,
Oh.
and you walk into it,
Oh.
but then the trash can is right there and you bump into that.
Oh no. Oh, that just sounds horrible.
So
Oh.
I don't know if that was funny, but I think it's relatable.
No, that is relatable, but it hurts. Just sounding it hurts. Um, goodness. All
My
right.
tapestry needle poking me while working.
That is, well, that's part of the
That's just
ordeal of,
part of it.
yeah, that's part of
Now,
the
which one that's
ordeal.
funny? The funniest what? That's really.
All right.
Um,
Number, we'll go, well, I'll accept that though. I'll accept that. Now
yeah,
we'll go into,
bumping into one thing, and you bump into another thing, and then that thing falls over, and then it's
mhm,
extra frustrating because you gotta pick up the trash can, and you
mhm,
while your leg is hurting, and then
mhm. And you're just like, ah, oh. It's not fun at all. It's not fun at all. All right, question number three, because you did get Miss Slidey Pie. Thank you for that. Gave for another question. So let's see what we can pull out of this magical hat. All right, got one right here. Question number three, and that'll be it. Unless someone, oops, dropped it. All right, hold on. There we go. I got it back again. All right, so that's the end. Oops. Unless anyone gives more rumba, that will be it. All right, here we go. Oh, here's a good one. You just got $1 million tax free. What's the first thing you would do?
invest it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All of it?
a million, a million.
Would you invest the whole million, or would you do something, or you do like half and half?
Invest half. No, depends on what stocks are cheap. Invest here and there. Um,
So
Definitely invest it. Try to grow it.
yeah, well that's true,
Yeah.
and
And then
protect
the
your.
rest would be a million. Ooh, I'd like to found a school
Uh
in the
huh.
future. So I would put it towards a fund to go towards my school.
What would the school be about?
So I would like to have a school for boys and a school for girls. And the school for boys is academics and trade based, so our students leave with skills when they graduate. And it would also have job fairs come to our school and educate our students about various fields so they can find the thing they want to do,
Mhm.
and um, and get our students straight into the workforce, direct recruitment.
Wow, smart thinking.
And I would also like to have, it's not just an elective, but mandatory for everyone, debate team. So our
Mm,
students have to learn how to use rhetoric and have debates and
mm,
communicate, communication skills. And for the girls' school, I
mm,
would like to have a full course of home economics,
mm,
including all everything entailed in housekeeping.
mm.
And I would also like to have a course in etiquette. So it would be like a finishing school with all around academics.
Oh,
And we would have a very detailed course in civics, so
mhm.
much like Hillsdale.
Okay.
And, and the whole purpose of both schools would be to create students
Mm,
who have skills,
mhm,
who have work ethic, who have the qualities that employers are looking for, and
mm.
don't have to waste time or money with college.
Yeah, because the college is become less of a benefit rather than a deficit to its
Yeah.
own mark. And of course, your fiance has she would invest into the schools, is what he's saying. And
Yes.
then Slidey Pie says that's a good way to invest in a school.
Mhm.
And then, of course, Abe says those are great choices. See, I
Mhm.
would agree with the investing part though for the money, but I've already been doing my own thing with stocks. It's just I'm not the greatest in the world, but I have some people who are more or less looking at stocks and stuff like that, and they do their own thing content wise. But it's best to buy when they're down and then go up from there.
Mhm.
Um, but
And hold your stocks, don't get scared. Hold them.
hold, yeah, there you go.
When
See,
you sell because you're scared, you lose a lot of value. And if it
see,
goes up later, too bad.
yeah.
You already sold it.
Uh, Not only artistic, but investment wise smart. Look at that. Kaya could teach charm class. Well, there you go.
Well, thank you kindly, Mr. NC Native.
See, there you go. Getting all the class and none of the sass. There you go. Uh,
Uh, it was a little bit sassy, just a little bit,
just a
about
little bit.
Mr. Shawn not having me back on his show.
That's more of like trying to
Come
point
on.
out That's more like trying to point out that he's missing out on all your artesian genius, if it were. Artesian. Well, I guess that's probably not the word to
I
use.
don't know if that's a word, but you could coin it.
We'll just go with that. Artesian genius. But anyway. Hey,
Watch
you know
that,
what?
that'll become a meme on your channel.
Oh well, I've already made enough memes. But anyway, that is paper hands shall not be tolerated. Yes, no paper hands. So
Paper hands? Like
yeah.
dry
Oh,
skin?
I think he's talking about like when you kids trace on paper, make paper hands, that sort of thing. I think that's what he's
Oh,
talking about.
when I was in kindergarten, or was it? Yeah, I think it was kindergarten. We took blue paint with our little hands and put on paper,
Uh,
and with a little note to our parents. It was so cute.
you would
My
give them
parents had a little handprint picture on the wall in their bedroom.
that's
So
because you
cute.
just do
Because then
you do
your
like
kids grow up and they're not little anymore, and then you have like, oh, they were little.
yeah. That's how big their hand was. And then Abe says artisanal. Okay, all right, Mr. Smarty Pants. Goodness sake.
I don't think that's a word either.
Well,
Oh, my dictionary is upstairs.
it, my it's my show. I get to make up the words, okay? But but anyway, again, thank you all who are in chat for being here. I appreciate you. Of course, thank you, Kaya, for coming on. It's been a
Thank you.
blast getting to learn not only a little bit about you, but also get to see how artistic you are in your stuff. Not only in making the sort of tapestry, but also in your paintings or I don't know if I call the charcoal markings paintings. I guess it's more of a
Your
like a
drawings.
drawings,
Yeah.
paintings. Those are things. It shows that it's how much you not only put in to learn about the stuff, but how much of it shines through you. Sort of like you say you're a glass pane window, and all you need is a little sunlight to show all the colors. So there you go. It's not. It's no. It's a bloody stock trading term for those who look. I don't. I'm not an expert. Goodness sake, coming at me so hard like this, and wonder why you're not back on so much. Thanks for sharing your paintings with Kaya. There you go. Look at that. Yes,
Thank
of course.
you.
And again, you can commission your own artwork within reason. Remember, oil is more expensive. Always plan
Okay.
for it. So
Oil
again,
is the most expensive, charcoal would be the cheapest.
that's right. Especially when you can just make it in your own backyard safely. Safely. All right, safely. Um, but of course, thank you, Kai, for coming on. You certainly have a lot of great skill, and hopefully, Shawn will start promoting your artistic work too, so we can get to see you do more great stuff and in different variations of artwork like charcoal, paint, watercolor, all
Mm.
gouache, all that sort of stuff. To translate, no, don't you? No, no, you lost that when you tried to show off earlier. You lost that when
You
you
said
tried to show
what?
off.
I should be on the show permanently.
To translate for
Hey.
me. No, I'm not
Oh,
gonna
you said
have
to
you.
translate for Mr. Dara?
Yeah, he's saying I
Please
don't know my
translate.
stuff. He just
We can still understand Mr. Dara.
I
He
do my best.
articulates very well.
I try. I try so hard. It's not fair. But anyway, again, her links and my links are down below, so make sure you give a look. Again, hope you all have a great time, great rest of your day, and don't forget tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, I will have Hat Team on, name of the channel or whatever that'll be. And again, I end the show. Hold on 1 second. I end the show like you saw the music video earlier. I end the show on another music video. What? Oh, what he saying?
Oh, wait. Before we end, Mr.
Yes,
Dara,
ma'am.
I just want to ask you one thing.
Yes,
On
ma'am.
the title of the show, it says DaraChat, beautiful chaos. Chaya Miller makes me use my, and then it's just that.
Oh, it's the total of it is makes me use my mute button. Yeah, I can see what you're talking about. That's the
Makes
whole
me
of it.
use your what?
My mute button. Mute button.
I make you use your mute button.
No, you didn't make me use mute button, but it did get the beautiful chaos part right. All right, beautiful chaos.
Uh,
Yeah,
okay.
beautiful, beautiful indeed. I better quit.
I just think I don't know about the chaos part.
Well, you do a lot of different things though, so there's a lot of chaoticness in that. So
Okay.
there's that. But anyway,
I wonder what made you think I makes you use your mute button. Is that because
uh,
you were afraid you were gonna cuss?
no, it just I when I saw that I was like it just made me laugh, and when it made me laugh, I put it up there. So there were a bunch of other ones too, but usually I go with one that gets me. But anyway, I end my show with "One Day with You" by Pogo. Again, don't forget to mute yourself so it doesn't bleed in. And again, hope to see you all tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern with Hat Team. Have a great rest of your night, guys, and I will
Right.
see you next time. Okay,
Thank
bye.
you. Have a good night.